Hello and happy Saturday evening, everybody. We are into our Memorial Day weekend. I hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend. As we talk about the weather forecast, we got a late forecast for you guys today. I didn't want to really leave you empty-handed today, so we're going to have a late video, and most of you probably won't see this video until tomorrow, unless you're a night owl and like to stay up on TikTok and YouTube watching videos half the night. So most of you hopefully will see this video in the morning for the most part. So we are going to jump right into things. But before we do so, I want to remind you, if you are watching me on TikTok or YouTube, feel free to subscribe to the channel. Your comments are welcome. And don't forget to hit that like button. So let's get into our first map. And this is what we're talking about today in this weather forecast, or tonight's weather forecast. So we have a storm system moving across the center of the country this weekend. We had two systems. One system has since moved up into Canada, but now we have a second system that's going to head off toward the northeast over eastern Canada into the northeast. So we do have a lot of deep moisture coming up off of the Gulf of Mexico. So a lot of good energy coming in off the Gulf. A little bit of cooler air on the backside of this bad boy here. So we're going to still be seeing our numerous rounds of severe thunderstorms. So I've seen some pretty spectacular tornado videos over the last few days, or so a week or so. We've been seeing pretty spectacular footage out there across the plains, where we've been seeing some rather large tornadoes this year. Very active tornado season this year across the plains. So Iowa has been hit repeatedly, in Nebraska. We've seen several tornadoes across Illinois, a couple in Wisconsin, and even a few in the Dakota. So we are seeing a lot of severe weather out there this spring. So very active spring as we transition from El Nino to La Nina. El Nino tends to lead to a quieter storm season, but with La Nina, things tend to be a bit more ramped up. We have already seen several derechos so far this spring, and it's a little bit early for derechos, even though they can start in May, but we've seen several already, so that's at a little bit higher frequency as well. So a lot of derechos this spring, lots of tornadoes, so lots of severe weather is to be had out there this spring as we head into the summer, and this is the last weekend of the month of May. So we're going to be heading into June. So we have spring, summer coming in about the 21st. So we're going to be seeing the tropical season starting on June 1st. We already have the first tropical depression over the Pacific, over towards the near Japan. So we have our first tropical depression in the Pacific, and that's on the western side, so near Asia. So we do have our first tropical season, but it doesn't officially start here in the United States until June 1st. So we're going to be looking at some severe thunderstorms tonight into your Sunday morning, and we're going to be seeing severe thunderstorms, and we're going to take a look at where those storms are on our radar in just a bit. But we're seeing those severe thunderstorms, and it is a very good likelihood for severe thunderstorms tonight across the Central Plains and in parts of the eastern sections of Missouri here, and we're going to be seeing severe thunderstorms through the overnight hours here across parts of the Central and Southern Plains. So Dallas through Abilene, Wichita Falls, Oklahoma City, Wichita, Springfield, Kansas City tonight, and St. Louis, you can see those severe thunderstorms, and they're going to have heavy hail, giant hail, so 2-inch diameter hail, strong winds, and strong tornadoes. So we're going to be looking at the potential for EF2 or larger tornadoes. We've seen numerous very large tornadoes so far this spring across this region. And this region is going to get hit yet again tonight because of this bad boy moving across the plains. So for your afternoon and evening hours into your Sunday, that severe weather threat primarily will shift to the east. So we're going to be seeing those severe thunderstorms, especially around Indianapolis, Indiana, Illinois, so Chicago down through St. Louis, through the border with Kentucky here, so Lincoln, Illinois, so southern Illinois, Kentucky, northern Tennessee, Nashville, Huntsville, Alabama, over to Little Rock, and then up through the Ohio Valley part of the southwestern side of the Ohio Valley. We're going to be seeing those severe thunderstorms tomorrow. And tomorrow will be the Indianapolis 500. So the Indy 500 should be okay for race time. Those severe thunderstorms won't be moving into that area until after the race, later on in the afternoon and evening hours. So, but we will see that potential for a likelihood of severe weather. So we have an elevated risk for severe thunderstorms across the Ohio Valley and the Tennessee Valley tomorrow. So get ready for that, especially in the afternoon and evening hours over this region here. So for the eastern U.S. this weekend, a lot of rainfall is going to fall, and we're going to see rainfall in the 1 to 2 inches of rain category for the Northeast, especially through the Mid-Atlantic. So if you are in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, maybe into parts of Western Virginia, Eastern West Virginia, along the spine of the Appalachian Mountain Range, we're going to be seeing heavier rainfall amounts. But if you're just to the east of that, near the Atlantic coast, it's going to be a lot less. So about 1/4 of an inch for you folks in Raleigh, 1/10 of an inch down here in Atlanta where we have some isolated activity, 1/2 an inch in Memphis. But the heavier areas is going to be Chicago with 1 inch, Kansas City with 1 inch, in Cincinnati, we can see 1 inch of rain for your Sunday as well. So a lot of this activity is because of thunderstorms. So we're going to be seeing showers and thunderstorms out there for your Sunday. So it's going to be rather hot as well, especially down in the south, Texas and along the Gulf Coast. We're going to be seeing a lot of those temperatures in the 90s. But if you're in southwestern Texas, we're talking Del Rio. If you're over that way, along the Rio Grande River and the Mexican border, we're going to see those temperatures exceed 100 degrees. We got high pressure building in across the west, and that high amplitude ridge is going to be making for a lots of warming across the east. So we're going to be seeing a lot of warm air coming up off of the Gulf of Mexico. We have these storm pressure, low pressure centers right in this region. Right here, we have that border between that cooler air coming off of the Rockies and that warmer air just to the east coming up off of the Gulf of Mexico. So a lot of warmth and high humidity. So those dew points in the 60s and 70 degree range. And we're going to be seeing things warming up quite nicely across the eastern half of the country as we head into the holiday on Monday. And then we're going to be seeing a severe tornado watch in effect across the Central Plains tonight. We have an active tornado watch in place right now for western Missouri, eastern Kansas, central and northeastern Oklahoma. So Oklahoma City, Tulsa, Wichita, Emporia, and Kansas City, those areas we're looking at a tornado watch and a severe thunderstorm just in the north there across parts of south central Nebraska tonight. We have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect right now. And here is our forecast, our radar, and we're seeing scattered thunderstorms now moving across northern Oklahoma into eastern Kansas, and we're seeing these storms lit up with a couple of tornado warnings down here across Oklahoma, and we got severe thunderstorms right across the border into Kansas. So we're going to be seeing Coffeyville, Kansas, seeing severe thunderstorms, and we're going to be seeing severe thunderstorms here north of Dallas, near the Red River Valley and the Oklahoma state line. We got some severe thunderstorms in place right now. So here is what we're going to be seeing for the remainder of tonight. A severe thunderstorm potential here, pretty significant severe thunderstorms across the Central Plains tonight. So Missouri down through Kansas, Oklahoma to north central Texas. We're going to see severe thunderstorms tonight with damaging winds. Those winds could exceed 75 miles per hour. We could possibly see derecho type storms again, and we're going to see large hail in excess of 2 inches in diameter and heavy rain again, frequent lightning. So all modes of severe weather is going to be possible. We have 2 or bigger tornadoes. We've seen numerous hundreds of tornadoes so far this summer of spring, so that's just going to continue again tonight across the central and southern plains. And again, for your Sunday through Sunday night, that severe weather threat shifting to the east into the Ohio and Tennessee valleys tomorrow, where we're going to see that severe thunderstorm potential, or the likelihood of severe storms, especially here in Kentucky, Indiana, Illinois, Missouri, again down to Arkansas, northeastern Texas, eastern Oklahoma, eastern Kansas, northern Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and again northwestern South Carolina, western North Carolina, western Virginia, western West Virginia, and central Ohio. And so we're going to be seeing the potential for severe thunderstorms. And you could see some severe storms even around Detroit, Chicago, and Milwaukee. You are in that marginal risk zone, so you're not out of the woods either, as far as some severe potential for your day, Sunday, and into Sunday evening. And then on Monday, everything shifts to the mid-Atlantic and the southeast. We're going to see a marginal risk for severe thunderstorms on your holiday. So Houston, New Orleans, Jackson, Mississippi, Montgomery, Alabama, Atlanta, Savannah, Charlotte, Roanoke, Baltimore, Cleveland, Columbus, Pittsburgh, Buffalo, DC, Baltimore. All of you folks on the East Coast are at least a marginal risk for severe thunderstorms. We do have a slight risk in the Shenandoah area here, North Carolina and Virginia and Maryland. We do have at least a slight risk for severe weather, so that means scattered thunderstorms for those areas and damaging winds, large hail, maybe some tornadoes might possible in those areas again, as well as we head into your stormy Monday along the East Coast. And then look at how hot it is. Look at these warm temperatures out there. Look at those temperatures. Let me stand over here where you can see what we're talking about here across southern Texas. Temperatures in the triple digits. Temperatures in the 110 plus range here across Del Rio, Texas. And that includes like Brownsville. And if you're anywhere in southwestern Texas over to El Paso, we're looking at triple digit heat. And we're looking at temperatures in the 90s here across the deep south. So Dallas, New Orleans, looking at temperatures in the low 90s in Atlanta. And we're also looking at temperatures in the 90s across Tampa. Now, don't forget that it's not just warm air temperatures. We're even seeing temperatures there in the upper 80s around the nation's capital. There's also high humidities. And with those humidities, we have heat indexes in many of these places that are going to be over 100 degrees. So 101, 102 degrees heat index is in many of these areas along the deep south, the southeast, and the Gulf Coast, and down in Texas. Again, very, very warm for you folks across the south central and southeastern United States. And it's even starting to get pretty warm across the Great Lakes in the northeast and the upper Midwest. We're going to see those temperatures flirt with the 80s as we head through the holiday and into your week next week, before maybe a little bit cooler weather makes its way to the east next week. Thinking of cooler weather, on the west we're going to start off with cooler weather this weekend, and then slowly warm up a bit, as you can see down here in Southern California. In LA for today, we saw a temperature of 69, but we're going to warm up a few degrees into the holiday. 70 tomorrow, 72 for your Monday, but then again in Aspen in Colorado, in the Denver area, we're seeing those temperatures in the upper 50s, but mid 60s by the time we get to the holiday. Look at Portland with the temperature for your Saturday. We had 62, 69 tomorrow, but a balmy 77 on your Sunday. So we're definitely going to see things warm up across the western half of the United States, especially over the northern tier in the Pacific Northwest. We're going to see things get a little bit warmer as we have a bit of an onshore flow. So as we head into your Sunday over the east, this is the temperatures again that we're going to see. 90 for Charlotte, 87 in Memphis, 98 down there in Dallas. Don't forget those heat indexes, and it's going to feel rather sticky. So we're going to see very warm temperatures and heat indexes bringing us into the low 100s. 68 in Minneapolis, maybe some showers or a thunderstorm possible on your Sunday in the upper Midwest. A little bit cooler over that way, but we're still going to be seeing warmer weather begin to move into parts of the east and the Great Lakes and the Northeast in New England. And then on your Monday, again, seeing things warming up in the east. 72 in New York, 78 in Cincinnati, 79 in Kansas City, and seeing those 90s as you head further to the south. 97 in Houston, Little Rock 91, however 83 in Atlanta. So, but we're definitely starting to see things warm up here across the south central United States. Here is your Memorial Day weekend outlook across the country on your Sunday tomorrow, and we're going to see those showers and thunderstorms over the Great Lakes and the upper Midwest. So Chicago 70 with a chance of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow, but we're going to see mostly partly cloudy skies over the east, some widely scattered showers and thunderstorms during the day tomorrow, but we will start to see that severe weather occur across this region right here tomorrow. And that's where we're going to keep an eye for those severe thunderstorms tomorrow. But look how nice and dry it is over the western U.S. and temperatures getting pretty comfortable out there, but rather hot across the southern part of the country. So here is your holiday forecast for your Monday for the Northeast, and I like that my camera is being nice to me today, making a brother look presentable, even though I don't have the greatest shirt on, but it's Saturday, casual Saturday, so we're trying to be comfortable. But scattered showers and thunderstorms is going to be possible on Monday across much of the Northeast and New England. However, it's going to be warm though, so very comfortable temperatures. Some folks in the 60s, we're seeing some 70s and some 80s further down to the south here. So not too bad. Your day is not going to be a washout by any stretch of the imagination, but in some areas might pick up a shower or thunderstorm on your holiday, and we're going to be seeing much of that possibility across the southeast. But I must reiterate that much of this is going to be isolated to widely scattered and maybe brief in nature. So maybe a shower or thunderstorm across the southeast and over the eastern U.S. on your Monday. But for the most part, you don't have to cancel or alter any weekend or outdoor activities. Very nice warm temperatures as well. So overall, a beautiful day for most areas. Any rainfall will be brief and not too heavy. So most people will not see anything. So I wouldn't fret too much about any outdoor plans. If you're going to do any parades or going to a cemetery, you may have a relative who served and lost their life in the line of protecting and serving our country, and you might want to go and visit at a national cemetery if they're buried in one, or wherever they're buried. You might want to go and visit, but you can take a look at the weather forecast before doing so. For most of you, you don't have much to worry about tomorrow. And then across the upper Midwest, I think this will probably be one of the wetter places across the country as far as the day Monday is concerned. And we can see heavier rain across the upper Midwest, across Minnesota and Wisconsin. I think we have a better than 50% chance of rain across that region. Not looking for severe weather, but some rain and a few rumbles of thunder is not out of the question on your Monday. And then we're going to be seeing that again, mostly dry across the south central U.S. Thunderstorms might be possible down here across southern Texas, but let's not forget it's going to be very, very hot with those temperatures in the low 100s. And we're going to be seeing dry weather across the southwest, beautiful weather, a little bit cooler along the coast of California, deep marine layer, so morning low clouds and fog may break away to some partly cloudy skies in the afternoon. Those temperatures will be in the mid 60s. But if you're elsewhere in the west, beautiful weather and beautiful, gorgeous weather in the Pacific Northwest as well. We're going to see some 70s and 80s in many locations across the Intermountain West and the Pacific Northwest. In California, Southern California, good old Santa Monica Pier. All right, 67 degrees after morning, low clouds and fog, clearing, partly cloudy skies in the afternoon. We'll probably see that fog burn off, but roll back in before the end of the day. So not an entire afternoon of completely cloud-free skies, but it's going to be kind of chilly, breezy, a moderate risk for rip current. So it's always kind of choppy here off the coast of Southern California. It's kind of I used to go ocean fishing with my dad when I was a young boy, and I used to go with my father. And it was kind of when we would go to Florida, the waters was much smoother on the Atlantic than it is on the Pacific. The colder water off the coast of California is better in Mexico, but because of the way that the ground features are under the water is a lot more choppy here. So it was never a smooth ride on the West Coast compared to the Atlantic side. So that'll do it for tonight's weather forecast. It's an evening. There's not going to be a whole lot of video editing because it's late. So I don't care if it's a lot of, we'll have that again tomorrow when I do a daytime video, and I can put the fancy whatever's in there at the beginning and at the end of the video. But you're just going to get a generic video tonight, so make do what you can. But anyway, we'll see y'all tomorrow, and we will update the weather forecast. Have a great evening, and have a good Sunday tomorrow, and a good day after you go pay homage to the Lord tomorrow, and then enjoy your holiday on Monday. Bye-bye.